Welcome back to Crochet by Night. For this video, we're going to be using some scrap yarn. I have some Red Heart Super Saver in red, and I have some Red Heart Super Saver in white. And then I'm going to use a 6mm crochet hook. The first thing you're going to want to do is to create a slip knot. Create a slip knot and chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to slip stitch to the first chain, forming a ring. Chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to put a double crochet through the center of the ring. So yarn over, insert your hook to the center of the ring, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Chain 1, and then we're going to put another double crochet through the center of the ring. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Once again, we're going to put another double crochet, yarn over, insert your hook to the center of the ring, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then chain 1. So that's your repeat, pattern repeat. You're going to have 2 double crochets and then a chain stitch, 2 double crochets and then a chain stitch, until you have 12 double crochets all the way around. So I've got 2. This chain 3 counts as your first double crochet. So 1, 2, and then a chain, 1, 2, and then a chain, and let's do it again. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Again, yarn over, insert your hook to the center of the ring, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and chain 1. Again, another double crochet, yarn over, insert your hook to the center of the ring, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. One more double crochet, and then chain 1. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and chain 1. I'm going to stop and count to see how many I have. I have 2 and a chain, 2 more, that's 4, and a chain, 2 more, that's 6, and a chain, 2 more, that's 8, and a chain, 2 more, that's 10, and a chain, and so I need 2 more double crochets through the center of the ring. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert your hook to the center of the ring, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now, before we join this end of this row together, we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to slip stitch 3rd chain in your beginning chain. So right here, you're going to slip stitch, and then you're going to tighten, flip your work over and tighten, pull the tail and tighten that center up so it closes it off some. And then we're going to tie off, and we tie off by clipping our yarn and pulling the yarn through the loop and pulling it tight. And then we're going to change colors. And for me, I'm changing colors to the red. I'm going to start this by finding one of the chain spaces. It does not have to be the one that you just finished, but you do have to find a chain space. Insert your hook through the chain space, between 2 sets of double crochets, yarn over, pull up a loop. I'm going to tuck the tail behind and hold it with my finger while I yarn over and pull through. And then I'm going to chain 2. So that gives me 3 chains to begin with. Now I'm going to now we're going to put a total of 2 double crochets and a chain 2 and 2 double crochets in each space, in each chain space around. This chain 3 counts for your first double crochet, so let's do one more. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So now you have 2 double crochets because that chain 3 counts as 1. And you're going to chain 2, and then you're going to put 2 more double crochets back in the same space. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. One more time, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So you now have 2 double crochets, a chain 2, and 2 double crochets. I'm going to chain 1, and then I'm going to jump to the next space after the 2 double crochets, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put 2 double crochets. There's 1 and 2, and then a chain 2, and then 2 double crochets. Oops. There's 1 and 2. Then I'm going to chain 1. I'm going to jump to this next space between I'm going to skip those 2 double crochets, and I'm going to jump to the chain space, and I'm going to put 2 double crochets, 1, 2, a chain 2, 1, 2, and 2 more double crochets. So there's 1 and 2. Chain 1, skip the next 2 double crochets and jump to the space, to the chain space, and let's put 2 double crochets. There's 1 and 2, chain 2, 1 and 2, and 2 more double crochets in that same space. There's 1 and 2, chain 1, skip the next 2 double crochets and put 2 double crochets in your chain space. So there's 1, 2, chain 2, and put 2 more double crochets back in that same space. So there's 1 and 2. You're going to chain 1, skip the 2 doubles, jump to the chain space and put 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, chain 2, 1 and 2, and 2 more doubles back in that same chain space. 1, there's 1 and 2. Chain 1, and then find your third chain, and you're going to slip stitch to the top of that chain 3. So there you have the pattern repeat all the way around was 2 doubles, a chain 2, 2 doubles, and then a single. You jump to the next chain space and you put 2 doubles, chain 2, 2 doubles, and then a chain. So there you have it. Next, we're going to continue to use the red color, and we're going to slip stitch over to our chain space. So you just go to we're going to skip this chain 2, and we're literally just going to put our hook through, pull over, and pull through for a slip stitch. That gets us into the space that we need to work in. We're going to then chain 3, which counts as our first double, and we're going to put 6 more double crochets into that space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So that should give us a total of 7. If we count our chain 3 as a double crochet, that gives us a total of 7. And then we're going to jump to the next space, that chain 1 space. We're going to skip over those 2 doubles, and we're going to jump to the next space. You see it's kind of a big space, and you're going to just do a single crochet. You're just going to jump on over to this next chain, to the next chain 2 space, and you're going to put 7 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. You're going to single crochet into that next space, the big space there, skipping over those 2 doubles from the previous row. So I just put a single crochet there, skip the next 2, and jump right into that space and put 7 double crochets. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I'm going to skip to that next big space, and I'm going to single crochet. So that's what you're going to do. Go ahead, follow that pattern, repeat all the way around, putting your 7 double crochets, and then your single crochet, 7 double crochets, single crochet all the way around, and I will meet you at the end of this row so that we can finish this row off together. Okay, so we've come to the end of the row. The last thing we have is the single crochet in that space. You're going to then find the top of your chain 3 beginning chain, and you're going to slip stitch into that space. Now as you're doing this, this is a pretty beginner friendly video, but as you're doing it, I remember when I first learned to do it, I would get frustrated because I couldn't do my double crochets as quickly as I'd like to, or I might jump into the wrong stitch. Please don't get discouraged. Just do what we call frogging, or pull it out and try again, because this is, if you're a beginner in crochet, this is muscle memory. I tell my students all the time that it's just like learning to type on a keyboard. You didn't know how to do it at first, and you hunted and pecked, but now you probably can type really well. So, or using a phone if you're learning to text. That's something that just takes some time, and your hands and your brain have to get used to that muscle memory. So don't give up. Let's just keep going. And if you have to, stop the video and go back. And if you need me to do it slower or need more instructions, please feel free to leave some comments down below, so that way I know how to help you on the next video. Okay, so to go to the next row, we are going to clip our yarn and tie that off. So just yarn over and pull it all the way through and tighten that up. And we're going to go back to using the white. For this row, we're going to start where you have your single crochet here. We're going to start in the stitch right after a single crochet. So insert your hook underneath both loops, yarn over and pull through, and yarn over and pull up your loop. once you have your yarn attached, we're not going to count this as a stitch. I'm going to go right back into that same stitch and I'm going to put a single crochet. And then I'm going to single crochet into the next 2 stitches. So remember we put 7 double crochets creating this fan. Single crochet all 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now that gets us down to what kind of looks like a strange stitch. It's this single crochet between the 2 fans. We're going to yarn over and we're going to put 2 double crochets all the way down into the rows below, into that big space. So yarn over, insert your hook way down in there, and yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So you have double crocheted 2 rows below. We're going to go ahead and put a second double crochet in that same space 2 rows below. And then we're going to find the next stitch, and sometimes it gets hidden under that second double crochet, so you're going to pull that aside a little bit and you're going to single crochet 7. So all the way around this fan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Once you've finished your 7 single crochets, you're going to do the same thing you did in the previous space. You're going to skip the single crochet. You're going to skip the single crochet and you're going to do 2 double crochets all the way down into the space in that row below. Yarn over, insert your hook all the way down in that space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That's your first double crochet. Let's do one more. Put one more in there, so that's 2 double crochets into that space. Now we're going to then find your stitch again. Remember, this one sometimes hides from us, and we're going to put 7 single crochets under both loops all the way around of this fan. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now you can make this African flower in any color you want. You can make the center one color. You can make these 2 where the red is a second color. You can make the one that we're doing right now, this row, a whole different color, and it makes the flower look so different each time, and it makes it pop. I'm doing red and white because I'm going to put together something for Christmas, so for the holidays. So there's your 7, you've got your 7 single crochets, and you're going to skip the single crochet in the row below, and you're going to put 2 double crochets all the way down into that big space. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, insert your hook into the big space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So there's your 2 double crochets. Now you've got the next fan coming up. So locate that very first stitch of the fan and start with a single crochet there and put single crochet all the way around the fan, which means you have 7 single crochets before the next double. So go ahead and do that. You put 7 crochets along that fan, and you're going to yarn over, insert your hook in the big space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 for your first double crochet into the big space, and then one more. Now I'm going to have you go ahead and, without me, and put 7 single crochets and then 2 double crochets in this space, 7 single crochets and 2 double crochets, and then I'll meet you back here. Finishing up with our last double crochet, and then we're going to slip stitch into that very beginning single crochet, finishing off that row. It looks pretty good right now. We need to do another row though, so we're going to start where we are, and we're going to chain up 1, and that's not going to count for anything. And then we're going to go back into that same space and single crochet. So you have 1 single crochet. The next stitch makes it 2 single crochets. The third stitch, 3 single crochets, which gets you to the top of that fan. So remember, the fan is 7 stitches total. So if we do 3, well, by the 4th stitch, we're at the top of the fan. So in the 4th stitch, we're going to put 2 single crochets, and then a chain 1, and then 2 more single crochets in that same space. And then we're going to do 3 single crochets, going 1 in each of the next 3 stitches, finishing out that fan. That kind of gives you a point or an angle. And then we're going to do 1, 2 single crochets over those 2 doubles, and then single crochet 3 again. So 1, 2, 3. Puts us at the top of that next fan. And we're going to do 2 single crochets. Oops. We're going to do 2 single crochets, a chain 1, and 2 single crochets back in that same space. Now, that gives you basically 2 corners. So then it flattens out the space here so that we can attach these together. That's after we get some done. So we should have 3 single crochets finishing out that fan. Go ahead and put the 3 single crochets in there, and then we should have a single crochet for each double crochet. So there you go. And then 3 more single crochets. So what you have after each, so at the top, you're going to put 2 single crochets, a chain, and 2 more single crochets in the same space. So now you have part of a flat spot here where you got started. You have 1 full side, 1 the second side, and now we're working on the 3rd side. So you could do 8 single crochets all the way across, which takes you to the top of your fan, and you'll do your 2 single crochets, chain 2 single crochets, and then you'll do 8 more single crochets across, and that'll take you to the top of the next fan. So go ahead and do that, and I will meet you back at the end. So let's then slip stitch into our beginning single crochet, and that finishes out your African flower. So I'm going to snip my yarn and tie off, and then I'm going to flip it over and sew my strings in, sew my ends in. Most crocheters will tell you they hate sewing in the ends, and I used to just leave them, and there would be projects that would be done and would be beautiful, but they would have all these strings hanging, and I just wouldn't have the get up and go to get up and get them sewed in. So now I try to do it after each single piece, so that way it's not so daunting at the end of the project. I hope you've had as much fun tonight as I have. Please like and subscribe. Feel free to share this video and hit that bell so you get notification of when the next videos come out. And as always, have a good evening.